Hi, friends.
We're excited to be back.
Welcome back to the Deep Stash Knitting Podcast.
We changed the setup just a little bit.
Yeah. We thought it'd be better if you could see our hands and see what we're working on, but it also made us clean up our spot.
Right, we had to clean up.
We move our...
kick the cat out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My name is Jenna, or KnittinJenna on Ravelry and Instagram, and...
I'm Korey. I'm the crazy cat lady.
Yeah, we were previously KnittinJenna and the Crazy Cat Lady, and we moved on to Deep Stash Knitting Podcast.
Deep Stash. So, hey, thank you very much to, what was it, Carla?
Oh, everything Carla.
She pointed out that we forget to say who we are.
Who we are and what we're doing. And
we get together and we just jump right in and we just start talking about knitting and life. And we forget to say who we are.
Yeah.
So thank you, friend. Thank you, Carla, for letting us know. We're so happy that you guys are here. And if you're, new, even better. We're very happy to have new people. So, but we're happy for our regulars, Alice, Melba,
Joan. Oh, I ran into Mirella the other day.
Did you?
On Christmas Eve at Schnucks. She was getting her roast, and I went in to get
Why do you always run into everybody at the grocery store?
Girl, it's because I live in U City. So we're based in the St. Louis area, and we're going to talk mostly about knitting, maybe a little crochet. Korey watches a lot of floss tube, so maybe she'll get a little inspiration from her cross-stitching.
I am a floss tube maniac. I love watching it. I have not done any of it.
Well, that's okay.
But I just like watching and seeing their progress.
It doesn't mean you can't appreciate it either, though.
Right.
Like, I think just being a maker, being a knitter or a crocheter or any sort of maker, I think helps you appreciate the things that people are creating with their hands.
It does. It does. You have an appreciation for the time, effort, and creativity that goes into it. So I like to watch a lot of floss tube. And, well, I watch leather making. Well.
She'll dabble too. Okay, so today, what are we wearing? I have on a Copycat CC Beanie. I made it out of Tosh DK. This is by Emily Ingrid. I made it out of Tosh DK. I held it double in the Briar colorway. I have all my notes for it on Ravelry. Well, there's not really good notes, but there's a pattern that I like.
At least you're good. You put it on Ravelry.
I put my pom-pom back on. I really love it. And I really love it. It's so cozy. And then I have on my Nanook cardigan by Heidi Kirrmaier. I made this out of Cascade Ecological Wool in the colorway Gris Clair. That's my attempt at French for the day.
That's fancy.
But it took 3 skeins. These are those real big skeins. And it's a little rustic. Usually I don't wear it next to skin, but...
Is it? But it feels good. That wouldn't bother me.
It's warm. Sometimes it'll get me on like my forearms, like right up here, but I cuffed it. It is long enough. It's a nice length. But
so you can reach out to, as my husband always says, reach out to the steering wheel.
But I cuffed it and it's not bothering me.
What do they call that length? Bracelet length?
Bracelet length. Right. I like the idea of bracelet length, but only if I'm going to cuff it to that. Right. I'm not going to spend all this time knitting sleeves that are too short.
Right.
I'm not doing that. Okay. And then Korey has on her
Felix
cardigan.
I have on my Felix cardigan made out of, we're going to call this a finished object too. It's a Felix cardigan made out of the Lion brand wool.
Fisherman's wool.
Yeah, the Fisherman's wool.
This is by Amy Christoffers. Christoffers.
And the reason why I said we're going to call it a finished object is I had put the buttons on this, and they were metal buttons, gorgeous buttons, because I got quite the button collection. One day we'll go through that. But they were flopping over, because let's be honest, I'm probably not going to wear the cardigan buttoned up all the time, and the buttons were making it flop over. They were heavy.
Yeah.
So we got together this Friday and knit at Jimmy's house, and I took the buttons off. I figured that was a good time to take the buttons off and sew on some new buttons, and they're little wood buttons, and they're much lighter. So we're going to call it because now it's truly finished.
Yes. What is the Knitmore girls call them? Finished. Where you weaved in all your ends or sewn all your buttons on, and then finished, you've blocked it, and then the third finished is you've put all your notes in Ravelry. So I don't know that you
she would be so mad at me.
Yeah.
Because she's like, if you don't take a picture and put it in Ravelry, did it happen?
Did it happen? I was actually looking before this because I have on some socks too. And this is one of the first pairs I knit, and I can't find them anywhere in my Ravelry. So I'm not going to tell you about them. Too bad.
That's so funny, but she always teases, did it really happen? You know, the Knitmore girls.
They're funny.
Yeah, I like that. I used to listen to them a lot when I had to drive around for work.
Yes.
They used to keep me company. I used to really look forward to the next podcast. I should probably pull it up on my phone and listen to them.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. So wait, tell them one more thing about your cardigan. This cardigan was written to be knit. It's top down.
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to knit it back and forth. Well, Korey voted no on that.
I was like, why would I do that?
So you knitted what, through the arms?
I knitted through the arms, and once I got past the arms, then I knitted in the round and steeked it. Because, well, why would I do all that back and forth?
Yep.
I don't mind purling. I really don't. Sometimes my tension can get a little off on my purl.
But you
my
can't
tension
tell.
Could be a little more.
You can't tell from the underarm to the rest of it.
So
like your tension didn't change.
Yeah.
So I think you're in good shape.
You know how that is. On the purl side, sometimes your tension can be more. It could be, what do you say? Looser. Looser. I think Leslie, as a matter of fact, I watch a lot of podcasts, but Leslie Friend has a new vest out called Hello Friend.
The Hello Friend.
But she talks about, I think she did the same thing with her vest. She did back and forth she got past the arms, and then I think she does it in the round. But she talks about how her purl tension is looser than her knit tension, and how she uses a smaller needle on the purl side.
Oh, interesting.
Right, to accommodate for that. So I had said that's,
that might
I'm going to have to see if
hack,
that's something that I may need to try and do. But look, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to knit that Hello Friend vest.
So I saw it. I was watching podcasts last night trying to get. We're like, okay, moving into the new year, we need to maybe make some changes to what we're doing.
Hey, and if you guys have any recommendations,
send it to us. Comment, whatever. Oh, speaking of comments, we are going to talk about a few things we're working on, things we're finished, and then we're going to talk about plans. And when we get to plans, we're going to tell you how to enter a giveaway.
Yeah.
For a pattern of your choice on Ravelry. So
that'd be fun.
$15 or less.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. We're not doing no 30 pattern. You're not going to buy a $30 pattern book, whatever. But
no, a pattern.
Yeah, a pattern. So anyway, when we get there, so stick around with us. Okay. Finishes or whips?
Well, the only thing that I have finished is this.
Just your, okay, I have a couple.
So I'm all whips. That's the reason why I guess. Oh, look at you. You've been doing the thing.
So I finished these hats the other day, and I got the buttons yesterday with my daughter.
Look at this.
And so we have our family of candy cane
hats.
I know,
but look at the little family of candy cane hats.
So this is Lion Brand Woolease, Thick and Quick, in the red beacon colorway.
I bought good
3 skeins. This one used like every bit of the skein between the hat and the pom-pom, because that pom-pom is large and
that's a big pom-pom.
Yeah, I've got a little bit left from each of these, but not enough to really do anything with it. So, but the girls, these were initially supposed to be gifts. Like, I was supposed to make one for me and a gift for a friend. And my oldest daughter, when I was knitting it, decided it was for her. And then my youngest daughter wanted one too. So these are just little hats of my own design. It's a 1x1 twisted rib or a half twisted rib. these have a twisted rib all the way around, and this one just has a half twisted rib. And I think the half twisted rib, honestly, looks tidier than the twisted rib. I don't know. Take that for
I don't know. I guess if you're going to turn it up, you should twist on the purl too. But if you're not going to turn it up, then I just twist on the knit.
Yeah. So that's how this one is. This one is half twisted rib. And I wonder if it's just like mentally, I think it looks better. I don't know. But I love it. The girls love them. I put the pom-poms on. We went and got those big old wooden buttons to put through there that are nice and light, and that way I can take them off when I need to wash them. But I finished these, and then since I didn't have a gift for the person I was knitting a gift for, I was like, oh, what do I do? And at first I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to see this person. I'll just mail it. Well, this person is actually coming in town today. So I'm glad I started the project I did. But I went ahead and started this. It's called Headband with a Twist. And what's her name, the girl who made it? I didn't write this down. Mirella Moments. It's a free pattern. She has it on her webpage. But look how cute this is. Do. Oh, you can't even see. What is happening?
Yeah.
Come on. Internet, don't mess with me. The internet is giving us a hard time. Oh. So it's just, she calls it English rib in the pattern, but I think it's just a one color brioche. So I knit the thing last night. This is Berocco Vintage. I finished knitting it last night, and I blocked it. I gave it a soak, and I laid it out, and it's almost dry. But the next step, so this is like an almost finish.
But the things you have to do for the people. You had to pull it off the blocking mat and bring it for the people.
Yep. So you fold it in half, and then you twist it, and then you seam it together. I'm going to make Korey help me figure this out before I leave here. And then it'll be cute.
Cool.
It'll be cute, but it's still drying. So pray for us that it gets dried in time. But yeah, those are my only finishes, I think. I don't think I've finished. Oh, I have almost finished too, but it's just more seaming. Okay. All right, we're going to whip it up now. So this is called, whip it up.
Okay, so I had a little moment. I should have prepared for my little moment. I had a little moment where we were getting together Friday, and you had said you had told Bad Tammy to bring everything. So we could talk.
So when you're around people, when you're around fellow knitters, and so it's just the four of us, usually it's like my mom, Korey, and our friend Tammy. And I have found that whenever I'm around other knitters, I prefer to, instead of knitting, I would prefer to do my finishing. Like any weaving in ends, any seaming, any bind offs that are like trickier.
Any buttons, removing buttons, putting buttons back on. Oh, and
making pom-poms, whatever it is, it's just, it goes faster, I think, with friends.
Yeah, rather than sitting at home.
When you're by yourself, when I'm by myself, I tend to like watch a show or read a book or something while I'm knitting, and I can do that. But whenever I'm trying to finish something, like I have to watch what I'm doing, I can't do anything else, so it's nice to have conversation with people.
And so that's what we did. Oh, I didn't bring that over. But it's a commercial wool sweater. I had a hole in it, and so I had to match. I was trying to match the wool, and I think I used the wool from my Nanook. I found the swatch in my stash, and so I unraveled some of it to use that beige ivory color wool, and then I duplicate stitched, and like you said, I looked at it, and then I knew where it was, but once I finished it, I gave it to your mom and said, "How does my mending look?" And she was like, "Where was it?" And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Yes. Yes.
So she didn't even know where it was. So yeah, I did that, which was cool. But
I did. So I told Tammy, I said, bring everything, all your whips, whatever you need to make decisions on, just bring it because it helps to have another set of eyes. I'm telling you, I showed up at my mom's house with like 4 huge bags full of stuff.
I didn't bring everything, but I always pride myself on being fairly monogamous.
Yeah, you usually have like.
I usually have a sock. I
yeah.
said I was going to keep a sock on the needles as I work through all the sock yarn. And I may have an Afghan or something that's crochet.
Well, but that's too big to travel. Like, that's a home, sitting on the couch, whatever.
And I used to not have stash. So I should change her name to Bad Jenna because she's the reason why I have accumulated this huge amount of stash.
Which is why we're doing the Deep Stash Knitting podcast. We'll talk to you some about our stash too.
Right.
And how we're digging things out.
So then I did a list and I'm like, oh my. I have way too much. I think I have like 8 whips, but I got a couple of things that I put down as new. But I'm not starting them until I make some progress on these whips. And then I have other projects.
What are other projects?
Other projects means like the wool trees that I want to do with your mom. Yeah. I have the gold work pillow that I need to finish up. Yeah. And then I have velvet strawberries.
What does that mean? You gonna make strawberries out of
velvet? I got little velvet strawberries that I beaded, but I gotta finish putting the little, what do they call the tops of strawberries?
Just the leaves?
But there's a word for the tops of this. But I got to finish putting the little leaves on the tops of the strawberries.
Oh, how fun.
I don't. But I have like 3 of them done, but I think it's 6 in total. Nice. So that's a whip, and the wool trees are new. Okay, so then these are the knit and crochet. And I have the Kendall Afghan, which is I need to do the fringe. Remember on the Kendall Afghan?
Oh, yeah. No, that's Brooky's.
Oh,
Brooky's
sorry.
is the fringy one,
Brooky,
the green one.
I need to do the, look at
Hey, Kim. How's it going? We love you.
I need to do the fringe on Brooky's Afghan. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Next time we meet,
Friday night.
I'm going to bring this for Friday night knitting. Yeah. I'm going to trim this up, and we're going to figure out how to operate the fringe. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good Friday night because that's a lot of little tedious things that talking to people makes it. And this is Kendall.
I need to finish knitting Kendalls.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself a deadline. I need to get this knit in January.
Okay, we're gonna put this on here. 131.
Okay.
Okay.
And Brooky's Afghan. I need to get that done.
We'll have them both because you can't. Okay. These 2 little girls are sisters. You cannot show up at their house and give one of them an Afghan and one not.
I had that out for a reason.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that reason is, but it's going to come to me.
It's a good one. Whatever it is, it's a good reason.
So, those I need to get done. Okay.
Those are just crochet Afghans. Korey is just like picking stitches and yarn. She has a big old bucket over here full of all the purple yarn her little heart could come across. And she's just picking
I'm so scared to bring. I did.
A stitch.
Wait, I did have a finish. For some reason, I ran across my fur and decided to make a pom-pom. So I made a stray random pom-pom, and it made me happy.
Yeah.
I think they were talking in a meeting. Okay, my job likes to have lots of meetings. And so,
does your job have meetings that could be emails?
Oh, they could. Yeah, they could. No, they had meetings. It could just be an instant message. To be honest with you. But I did make my pom-pom. I like it. I think it's so cute.
Uh-oh, I'm stuck.
I think it's so cute.
I'm stuck.
When it comes to this lovely faux fur, it's so easy to make a faux fur pom-pom.
Yes.
You just buy a little bit of faux fur and cut out a circle and cinch it up and
stuff it.
I
like them because they're so light. Like this hat is pretty heavy, and so I had bought a pom-pom off of somebody years ago. And
so in case you were wondering, that's the Afghans. Then there's Kendall's hat. And I have so many whips, I've lost it. I know what project bag it's in. I can envision the project bag.
But that was that.
But I don't know what I did with it.
That you were auditioning different.
Right, and I didn't like one of the colors, so I need to rip back and take that color out. Okay, so a hat's not a big deal. Once I find it, I can
put
do
that
that
on the 131 too.
Oh yeah, because I can get that hat.
Take it all over to their house all at once.
And then I have a Tilda hat. I don't know who that was for, but okay.
So Tilda doesn't have a deadline because she don't know who it's for. So.
I don't even know who Tilda was for, but Tilda's pattern is here in my.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Isn't she pretty?
Maybe I'll make that.
Tilda is pretty.
Look at her. Okay, that's the only bad thing about now that the camera is further away.
I
have to reach real far.
Right, we have to reach real far.
But I like it because you can see. It's kind of fun that you can see our stuff. I kind of like it.
You like having all
I like it.
Okay.
Do you like seeing our stuff?
That's so. Okay, tell the people to pause. I've been yelling at my husband. Hey, babe, can you get the cat?
Production assistant. It's okay.
Yeah.
So you're working on that. You going to keep going through your whip parade?
Oh, do you want me to? Okay, so.
Because I have a few, but we'll do.
The cat's in the bathroom. You didn't hear him?
Is he stuck? Do you think he's stuck?
No, he wants somebody to put him up on the sink.
He can't get up there.
Yeah, he can get up there, but he just likes the attention. We're going deep. But we're going deep. I have absolutely no idea how long I've had this.
Oh, wow.
This is like the first yarn I ever bought.
No, it's not.
It's gotta be.
Stroll Gradient in the Dazzle Pants colorway. Oh, how fun.
It is. So.
It's this purple.
Right. So, not bad Tammy, but Kim's mom, Tammy, she loves purple. And so, in going through my stash, I keep running across purple. I already made her a purple pair of socks. And so, I ran across some more. So, I'm like, let me get this out and let me do something with it. So, I'm making her some lavender socks.
Well, this is great sock yarn. It's 75
here.
merino, 25 nylon.
So, I did this flap and I started this flap, but then I had to put that on hold. Like hold. I had an emergency on planet Earth. I'm having a hot flash.
That's right. We got the windows open so we could wear our knitwear.
Right, because it's like 50 degrees outside, so we have to.
I know. But we're trying to be good podcasters and wear our knitwear.
So I had an emergency on planet Earth. Squirrel, couldn't help myself. In digging in my stash, I found this yarn.
Yeah. So a moment of deep stash, right? Because you don't know when you bought this, but it ain't recent.
I have no idea. So then I fell in love with this.
It's like golden. It has touches of green and brown. It's kind of like fall. Like leaves changing early fall.
Yes, it has green, and then it has these wonderful autumn colors, and it has some brown, and then occasionally you get this little speck of orange. It's just
like
amazing.
Like a golden, like a brownish, goldish orange.
I'm trying to find, I don't remember what it was. Here it is. It is Gritty Knits Time Bomb.
2003 is the color number. You think that's from the year because it's a time bomb?
I have no idea.
Like what was happening in your life in 2003?
I have no idea.
I was finishing high school.
But I was in love, but I have no idea where I bought it, when I bought it. I probably bought it at Dallas Fort Worth Fiberfest.
That feels reasonable.
Because remember I went a couple of years, and so I probably bought it there. And then I happened to see right next to it was Lidingman Fiber Arts.
You got a little 50-gram ball here. I don't remember what the name of that color is, though.
I'm having a hot flash, but it's okay. This is called Chocolate Mousse.
Oh, it for sure is chocolate mousse.
And I just thought it was like a sign from the knitting fairies telling me that I needed to pair this together.
Well, it's funny. She showed up with a whole bag of greens and a whole bag. Oh, was it yellows or golds?
Yes, yellows or golds.
And then she had the one brown, and we were like, oh, obviously the brown.
But once again, friends, you all were like, go with that brown. So I stayed up too late last night because I couldn't stop knitting. So I got
one more row.
I got one leg done.
I love how that's coming out.
And then I'm doing the other leg. Look, it looks like.
Yeah, it's with our yellow vibe.
So that had to be put on hold. But before I put that on hold, I had already put on hold, remember? I'd already put on hold these socks.
Sock squirrel over here. That's what we're going to name you.
I just dropped every stitch. But I had already put on hold these socks because they were knitting up, and they're like a rainbow stripe with beige and gray, but they were knitting up, and I don't want these colors. So rather than digging around, I just figured I would knit some shorties for my friend because these are her colors. She would like these colors. But I had to put those on hold because Christmas came and I needed to finish my Christmas socks, which I did.
They went to their recipients. They loved them.
And remember, I had started the Beetlejuice, but I needed the Beetlejuice needles for my new socks, so I had to put...
Oh my God.
I had to make a set of needles to put the Beetlejuice on.
So she's over here. So she likes to knit these. Okay. So Korey likes to knit her socks 2 at a time in tandem. So, and she likes to knit them on 2 circulars. She doesn't want the 2 circulars connected. She wants 1 for each. So to do a pair of socks, she needs 4 16-inch US size 1. What's that? 2.25 needles?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, 2.25.
So
she has to have 4 needles to knit a pair of socks.
And I only have 8 total.
She's only got enough for 2 pairs to roll at one time. And so she keeps having this discussion, like, do I just buy another set of 4? And like, we can't go to any of the local shops here because she needs 4. And like, it's like some sort of rule against Korey that
they only have 2 or 3.
They only have 2 or 3. And so she's always having to supplement by finding one somewhere else. So,
and I always had to put, so look, these are on hold.
On double points. She's got 1 on hold on,
these are on hold.
Another one double points.
Okay, but then I was out of double points. So then I had to make...
You put it on what's that, a 40-inch cable?
Yeah, I put it on a 40-inch cable and then took my set and just, made
how funny.
number 1s and to put those on hold. So I have 1, 2, 3.
She's got 5 pairs of socks going.
So
we're not sorry about it.
So I'm sorry, people, but
No.
I'm gonna have to whip this down.
We're not sorry.
I gotta whip it down.
So
this is for the. I gotta
those
do
are
the
the
after.
cut ones, right?
Yeah, I gotta do the afterthought heel
and the toe.
and the toe. And so I need to concentrate.
So I brought mine the other night. What did I do with those? Socks.
So initially, when she said, "What are we gonna call this?" and I said, "Well, I got so many whips. We should call it Whip It Good." And then when I lost 2 whips, and I'm like, "Oh my, we should call this Hot Mess Express."
Yeah.
Because I got a hot mess over here.
Well, because I have mine too to cut, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that in the new year, maybe on another Friday night. Because I'm not ready to cut them, but also like I don't need them right now. Because they're bound off.
So
Anyway.
There we go. Hot Mess Express, Whip It Good, whatever you want to call it.
Episode 18.
That's where we are. So the question is, so there you go. Comment on that. Should I just buy another set? Because it seems like, but I don't need to.
I don't think you do
I
because
5.
you are going to be done with these. Those purple socks, you're on the heel turn. These, you have 1 almost to the heel. And she was saying the other night, once I get to the foot, I just fly. For me, the foot takes forever. But she's
once
over
you
here
get past
whipping.
that gusset, the only part I don't like is that gusset decrease. It's like,
Because you have to keep up with it. Yeah.
I'm going to be decreasing this gusset for forever.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because you have so many stitches on the needle when you do the gusset that's probably why I'm like, ugh.
Okay, so she got socks everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
I got socks everywhere. So, okay, so people, you got to hold me accountable. But this list This list needs to decrease. We
It
need to
will.
get these whips off of here.
5 of those are socks. 2 of them are blankets. One's a hat. That
So I
hat
can
will go
start
fast.
my new items. Because I want to make a pair of socks for my cousin. My socks after I knit off the colorways that I'm not thrilled about.
She has to, you need to open up some sock needles. And that'll happen soon. She's got another Afghan she wants to make. And then sweater. But we'll talk about sweater plans here in a minute.
And then Leslie Friend messed me up with that Hello Friend.
With her
I'm
vest,
like,
I know.
I think I want that vest.
People. Okay, that is part of the stash thing here. I have yarn. Lots of yarn. I also have a substantial pattern stash, I feel like. Because this is what, like, people will come out with a new pattern and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. I want to make it. And like, in order to kind of stave off casting on, I'll just get everything ready. Like, I'll buy the pattern, I'll pull my yarn, I'll wind my yarn. Sometimes I'll pull needles, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll knit a swatch in an effort to like kind of scratch that itch.
Scratch the cast on?
Yes, scratch that itch so that I can finish up whatever I need to finish up. And like, is that just self-imposed that you're like, I don't want to start anything else until I finish things? But then I go back and look at my whips and I'm like, I wish I had just finished this stuff. Right?
Well, in the new year, I'm going to continue with my deep stash knitting because I really want to get to the point, and I don't think I'll do it in 2025, but maybe I'll be there in 2026. I want to be where I get excited about the yarn, I buy the yarn, and I knit the thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my goal.
But I think you wouldn't be there if you didn't have the stash. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you have to go through that progression. You have to go through that.
This stash is out of hand, but I'm getting it under control.
Okay. Listen, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Extra income's not a thing, so I love that my stash is substantial so that I can go and dive in.
You love that you built up this stash for this point in your life.
For this rainy day. This rainy day of more than a day.
So this stash is going to get you through into not having the extra income you used to have.
Yes.
But well, stash does make you happy.
It does. So mine is displayed in a big cabinet. If you go back to some of our earlier, like maybe the first 10 episodes, we used to film at my house in front of my cabinet of stash. And whenever I see it, it makes me happy. I see things in there. I see possibilities. Sometimes I'll have like extra time and I'll just go stand over by it. And I'll pull things down and touch it and feel it. And I'm like, oh, this should be this. I remember when I bought this, I was really excited about socks, or I was really excited about a hat, or I was really excited about whatever. And so I bought the thing. And now that it's hard sometimes to recreate that excitement, but since I have it displayed beautifully, it kind of helps. It helps me to be excited again whenever I see it.
Well, when I ran across this yarn, I had a whole squeal moment with myself.
See? And you didn't have to leave your house.
Right, I didn't even have to leave. In your mom's stash. Maybe one day Jimmy will let us film in front of her stash.
I know.
Because her stash, every time I walk in her place, I go, oh, it's so beautiful. So, she's got hers in her dining room.
Well, and it's in this entertainment center from, like, when I was a kid, my parents had this huge entertainment center that's like 5 pieces. So a centerpiece that had like the big rolling doors for your TV, and then 2 cabinets, and then the 2 corners that went on the end. My mom has repurposed that, and she keeps it in her dining room. And
it's better than some yarn stores.
It's filled with yarn.
But it's not just filled. It's organized.
Curated, right?
It's carefully curated. And then over to the side, she has all her whips in the bags lined up so that when she gets the notion to work on a whip, she can just grab one. And I mean, it's carefully curated.
It is. It's good.
Yeah, it really is. So maybe one day Jimmy will let us film in front of her stash.
Yeah.
And she has a whole section for her Alaska yarn.
She's been on a couple cruises, and instead of doing excursions, she does her own personal excursions where she goes and finds the yarn shops in those towns.
But that is just Jimmy. You know, that's the way she is. We may do that, and then who knows? Maybe we'll be on the move and we can make it to Tammy, and we can make Tammy show us.
Yes.
Because Tammy has a whole knitting room, sewing room set up.
Yes.
We may take a tour.
Okay.
I think that's it, right?
Well, I got some whippies.
I think that's it for my whips.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get to talk about your whips.
Okay, so I just cast this on last night. It's another one of those short notice by Tyga Hillard. This is out of the leftovers from that Loops and Threads Flex. I have two different colors, but it's the Loops and Threads Flex that I got from Michaels. And I had knit that striped one for my daughter's teacher. Well, then I just realized that today is December 29th, and my friend's sister is having a baby in February, and they're doing her shower in January on the 11th, and they live in Arizona.
That's your birthday.
It is my birthday. So I was like, oh, I need to get this knit because I bought her some little PJs to send, and I wanted to knit her a sweater because it's her first baby, and they've been trying to have a baby for years, for at least for a year or two. And I think it's the first little girl in my girlfriend's family. So I cast on, I'm using worsted weight yarn, which is a lighter weight than what the pattern calls for, but, and I'm using size 7 needles. So what's that? US size 7? 4?
Oh, that's the one with the buttons, but you...
Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be a cardigan with the buttons that go all the way down. I don't knit it like that. I knit it just through the yoke with the buttons, and then I join the body and knit that in the round. Instead of doing stripes, though, like I did the last one, I'm just doing the collar in this little fun color. I'm going to knit the rest of the sweater in this light pink, and then I'll do the edging, so the bottom edging and the bottom of the sleeves in that bright, and then I'll do a hat that's opposite. So that is going. I just started that last night. What else am I knitting on? I have my Christmas socks still. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get them done in time for Christmas, but other things came up, like all these candy cane hats. So I'm on the foot. I'm done with the gusset decreases. These are West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Hollyberry colorway.
I like that.
And I knit my socks 2 at a time on 2 circulars, but I like them on there together. The yarn management is sometimes a little annoying, but it's not terrible. And
I'm going to be honest. I might go back to Seven Sisters and see if they have some more of that Hollyberry left.
yes, I bought this from Seven Sisters Yarn and Fiber in St. Louis.
I just love that color. It doesn't blare Christmas. I mean, you can wear it all year round.
It's pretty subtle. And so that's the thing. I will wear it all year round. I do not save my knitwear. I guess maybe if I had a Christmas sweater, I would save it for the holiday season, but
well, you know, we're going to do Christmas in July this year, so.
Yes, we are going to do Christmas in July this year, so we can start our Christmas whippies early. So that, and then those hats. Oh, you're asking yourself, Jenna, what about that sweater? You're like, oh yeah, Jenna, what about
that sweater, Jenna?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Well, tell me, what about that sweater?
This is the Haru V-neck sweater. I knit this out of Miss Babs Yowza in the coffee break colorway. All of the knitting is complete. All of the knitting. The last thing I need to do is you take this V-neck and you crisscross the V-neck and you stitch it down. And then it's just a matter of weaving in all my ends. And
she put this on Friday, and it is simply gorgeous.
Perfect.
And I don't know if you can see, but how it pulled on the neck is beautiful.
And I didn't switch colors on the neck because I figured it was enough. The ball that I used was kind of in the middle, not too light, not too dark. And I don't know how that happened. I'm just lucky, I guess, that that's what I had left.
It's so nice when the knitting fairies you know, come down and sprinkle good dust on you, and a project works out.
You know, this was fun because I really wanted to knit with this yarn, and I learned some new things with the, it had me do a tubular bind off on all of my edgings with all this rib, and I've never done that before, so by the time I got to the tubular bind off for the collar, I was like a professional. Pretty much.
I've never done a tubular bind off. I'll have to maybe try it on.
It's like a Kitchener stitch. That's what it reminds me of, is a Kitchener stitch, because you use a needle, like a sewing needle.
Okay.
But I love how tidy it looks, and it's pretty stretchy. So I just need to weave in ends and give it one final soak, and obviously stitch down the collar. But I have a lot of yarn left. Look at this. I'm gonna have all of this yarn left.
Oh, I'm thinking you can do something with that. Maybe the girls.
I can make the girls a mini sweater probably for one of them. Probably for Molly. She only has really one sweater that she's wearing right now.
Poor Molly only got one sweater.
Don't let her play you. She also steals every hat and cowl that I make. So this is really close. Maybe I'll sit down here in the next couple days. Who am I kidding? I'm going to finish the baby sweater first. Well, I have to stitch the headband, finish the baby sweater, then I'll put this one together. For my birthday, I'll have it done. And I'll wear it.
That's a good plan,
That's my plan.
Because you can go ahead and get that headband done today. You can, and then you can continue
The
and
baby
get that
sweater's
done in the
rocking
next
and
few
rolling.
days.
Yep. Okay, and then my crochet folks. Y'all did not hold me accountable.
What that dinosaur?
This is all it's still done on my dinosaur. This is it.
Why are you not into the dinosaur? What's going on with the dinosaur?
Because I'm not. Because crochet is hard. Crochet is
easy.
hard. No, it is not.
And it goes fast.
Okay, it goes fast if you know what you're doing. I don't. And I just need to suck it up and do it. But this is supposed to be, what's his name? He's real cute.
I like that bag.
Girls, my friend made it for me. This is Theo the T-Rex.
Sewing machine worked. Mm-hmm. That was a good combination of fabric.
Look
at me. That fabric is cute.
I love that.
And then look at that pop. Look at the little mushrooms.
The mushrooms. I know. I'm excited. One day when I go back to teaching, I still have all that fabric on my boards. I'll just put it back up.
Or either we need to just go ahead and make some more bags.
Or that. So yeah, this is still, no progress has been made on Theo the T-Rex. And I think, I saw my...
Do you want me to make you a whip list? You only have Theo the T-Rex. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. My sweater, my socks, Theo. Okay.
Your sweater, you're going to have that done.
Theo socks, Haru V-neck. The baby sweater.
Do you have any UFO whips?
No, I don't have any randos out there. I have my Cozy Memories blanket, but that's not like
that's an ongoing.
That's just going to live its life.
You know, I don't have randos either. I either go, this ain't going to work. Mm-hmm. This won't work. And I rip it.
Yeah. I usually do. I don't put things down and walk away from it to never return. Usually, if that happens, if I'm going to walk away from it, I do. I rip it.
Yeah.
And put the yarn back in my stash.
I just have these 2 random hats that I've lost. But my mother-in-law came.
It's odd for me that you would lose a hat because your hat, usually when you do a hat, you're like bang, 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 done.
Look,
unless you're not excited about it.
As my girlfriend said, when she lives alone. She has 2 boys, and she said she don't know how you clean up, but this nasty heifer over here goes through the house and gets everything, and she throws it in her extra room, and then her son says, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna come home from Germany," and she's like, "Oh. Now I gotta clean that room out."
2 years worth of stuff.
Right. So she was like, he should have told me year before last that he was gonna come home. So my mother-in-law came to visit, and that's how I clean. I just go swoop and boop, and I have a junk room, which is the cat room, where the kitty litter is, that I never use for anything but the kitty litter and
kitty
junk.
litter, yep.
And so I'm like, I must have thrown it in there because I know.
Because she stays in your craft room.
Right, she stays in my craft room. But I have a cabinet in my craft room, the blue cabinet. I need to start using that maybe for whips. And project bags. So I'll find it. And when I find it, I'll just go ahead and get those 2 hats done.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's it in terms of whips. I've been really trying to hold off on starting something until I can get some things off of my needles.
Your socks, what do you usually do as a cast on for your socks? How many stitches do you usually do?
I usually do, so I was doing 64, and then the last maybe 2 pairs I did for myself, I did 72 because
do you have pregnancy feet?
Pregnancy and postpartum, my feet were a little weird.
Have they gone back?
They've gone back because when I finished those Halloween shorties, they were 72, and now they're like loose. So these Christmas ones, I did 64 stitches, and I think that'll fit better. But I mean, it only took me 18 months postpartum before. I mean, some things will never go back to the way they were pre-children. But, like, thankfully my feet and my ankles have returned to...
It could be worse.
Oh, for sure. Especially, like, I'm on blood pressure medicine. And my doctor the other day was like, so do you have any swelling, foot or ankle swelling from that blood pressure medicine? I was like, no, am I supposed to? He's like, well, that's usually one of the side effects of that med. And I was like, great. I was like, don't put that out in the universe.
Don't you just love how they tell you about it?
Yeah. I'm like, don't put that out in the universe. In fact, I need to find me a new PCP because I want somebody who's going to help me figure out how to get off of the blood pressure medicine instead of telling me that I'm on it for the rest of my life. I am 37. I'll be 38 in January. A J. I do not need to be on blood pressure medicine from the time that I'm 38 until I die at 100.
Well, I don't know. They're probably going to tell you got to do a lot of exercising. But, you were doing it until the last baby.
Oh, my God, y'all.
Get that Peloton back out.
I've probably gotten on the Peloton like once a month for the last couple months.
Get that Peloton back out.
No, we'll make
do
that
it
a
10
New
minutes.
Year's resolution.
Do 10 minutes.
Well, they have like they have 15-minute classes. That's what I did. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this again. But then you get sweaty. And then you got to like take a shower. Girl, I don't have time for all that. I barely have time to get on there for that 15-minute class.
Did I send you the woman on TikTok laying there, sitting there, all slouched, pregnant, and she says on TikTok that she want to just put everybody on notice that as soon as she has this baby, can get back to taking a shower every day.
Feel that.
Put on a little makeup.
Yeah.
Comb her hair.
Yeah.
Shave her legs. She just want to put all you hoes on notice.
I'm coming back.
And she's coming back. And it's hilarious. Because she's sitting there super pregnant. Oh. So, yeah, I feel you. Like, because, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't think does anybody tell anybody how much is involved?
No.
Does anybody tell anybody about how your hair might come out?
Yes, so I think it's out there. Like, people have told people, but before it happens to you, you're like, that ain't gonna be me.
Right.
That was your experience. That's not gonna be me.
My hair is not gonna come out. I'm not gonna have any cavities.
I'm not gonna have any cavities. My feet are not gonna swell.
My fingernails aren't gonna be brittle.
Yeah. None of that. Nobody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're thinking to yourself, I know women have been having babies for millions of years, whatever. But it's like, I'm going to be fine. I have never had a baby, so I'm going to be fine.
And then the next thing you know, you're like, why is my hair coming out?
Why is my hair falling out? Why is my heart racing? Why Why do I take 10 steps to the bathroom and I feel like I can't breathe? I'm so tired. Why do...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done the life thing now. Okay, what are we going to talk about?
Okay, we're going to talk about
plans.
plans. So originally we had said we want 2025 to be the year of the sweater. And I'm still standing by that. I think I have several sweaters quantity of yarn in my stash. And I'd like to turn them into the sweaters that I intended them to be, or that they have spoken to me that they would like to be. And so I think 2025 is a good year to do that. Like, not that I won't knit smaller things. Oh, I saw the other day somebody said they were going to do like a hat or a pair of mittens once a month, so that by the time they got to Christmas, they had 12 gifts ready to give.
Okay, I'm not going to do that.
It's because you're socking. You're
I'm
doing your
socking.
socks. I'm not.
But I do have single skeins of DK, and I've already knit everybody in my family pretty much a hat. So on some of this, I identified at least 3 skeins of DK that I'm going to do the mignon, and I'll do them for charity. I'll do 3 mignons this year.
Girl,
charity.
why you gotta give it to charity? You know people are gonna have babies.
I don't like them.
Just knit them, and then when they have the baby, just give it to them.
I don't like all them people. I'm getting ready to put down 3 mignons. Maybe I won't do it for charity. You know what else I do? I have some. I don't know how to spell charity. I have some tubes that I did for hats that I need to finish up. I think I got a couple of black ones. I need to put
for
the
your
little
cats?
kitty nose
Yeah.
and the whiskers on.
Yeah. I think
I need to finish my tube hats. Okay, so here's my plan. I have to get my husband's sweater going.
so. Wait, let's put a number out there. The year of the sweater. What does the year of the sweater mean to you? Maybe 1 sweater a quarter.
Okay.
So that would give us 4. We could knit 4 sweaters.
Does my vest count as a sweater?
Yes. 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 4 sweaters in 2025. And we'll do a big check-in end of Q1. See where we are. But I think...
I could do this.
So for this first one, for Q1, Korey is going to knit the Dustland sweater by Stephen West. She's got that beautiful... What's that yarn you have?
Oh. Isn't it gorgeous? Watch my husband file for divorce right after I get this done.
No. You have been living with this man long enough. There's no sweater curse happening over here. Thank you very much. Next. We are not playing that game.
Watch him. He'll file for divorce or something.
Why do I know the name of this
Well,
yarn.
isn't it wool? I don't know.
Crud.
What
Come
is
on,
it?
come
What
on.
is it called?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
I wound it all up.
Yes, you
2 weeks
do.
ago for her.
It's the people that did the kits.
Oh. Yes. Okay, this is, yes, I know. Wool stock worsted by Blue Sky Fibers. She's got, what do you have, 4 of these?
I have 4.
150 gram balls. So 370 yards a piece. And this is color number
I hope that's enough.
1300 cast iron. I think it should be plenty.
I do like, if need be, I can go through all those kits and pull out the cast iron because I still have some hat kits.
The hat kits, yeah, the Blue Sky Fiber hat kits. So you have 4 of these. I think that'll be plenty. Stephen West, Dustland sweater, West Knits. That's a gorgeous sweater.
That is a gorgeous sweater. I'm going to tell you, he does some lovely design. Now, I don't know about them big swaths of shawls that he likes to do. But he has some lovely designs. The hat, he has another sweater that is kind of like the Dustland, but not as much texture. I don't know. I might change.
No, you're knitting that.
Are this all over texture? Ooh, you really got to love somebody. Whew. How long we been married?
For
17, 18 years.
For a while.
Ooh. I'm not sure I love him that much.
Oh, you do.
Ooh.
You do. This is your second sweater you knitting that man. He felt the first one, so you love him.
I know. It wasn't his fault. I didn't give him instructions. And he's the laundry doer at the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm double checking my yardage to make sure I have enough.
You do. Worsted. Okay, so you're going to knit that. What am I going to knit? I'm going to knit.
I do. It says that I got enough. I should have
plenty.
250 extra yards.
Oh, girl.
Okay.
That's for them extra long sleeves.
For those bright. But you know, Stephen West is a big man. So I am assuming that in his sample, it does not look skeet. He did not do bracelet length sleeves.
No, his are definitely like over his hands.
Yes. And he is a big feller.
Yep.
Yeah, he's tall. He's like 6'4" or something.
In the notes, does it say what he is wearing? Because you know sometimes it'll say like the model is wearing size 3 with 10 inches of positive ease or whatever.
But he does say sleeve and body length is customizable.
Absolutely.
So he obviously has had the same problem my husband has had in his life of off the rack don't exactly work.
Unless you are like whatever the model size is, short, tall, whatever. Unless you were like that perfect 5'6" that they make all the clothes for as a woman, then nothing is ever going to be long enough or short enough for what you need.
I like that he took the time to tell you stitch gauge is most important because the length is customizable. So if you just knit a plain moss stitch swatch, that will be a reliable gauge swatch. Mm-hmm. Don't you wonder sometimes like, is this going to be a reliable gauge swatch? Because this doesn't look like the pattern.
Yeah. Doesn't that drive you nuts if you have like an all over textured pattern and they're like, oh, you should have this many stitches per inch in stockinette. You're like, there is not any rows of stockinette stitch in the sweater. I don't know why you would be telling me to gauge swatch as a stockinette.
You gotta love him. He even has a website for questions. He's got an instruction video on showing you how to close those short row gaps. I need to watch that.
Hey, are they German short rows? Because I don't know that. Okay, I don't know that I've done German short rows and like knew that I was doing German short rows. Do you know what I mean? Because like people talk about it and I'm like, I don't know. Like that's what the Haru V-neck had short rows in it. I have no idea.
I hate short rows, but I just put up with it because you pretty much have to. I'm sure he's doing that so that up the back you have more.
Up taller.
Yeah, more.
Well, because like the couple of sweaters I've knit for my girls, like I've knit the flax sweater a few times, and I've knit that wheat envelope, and those don't have short rows built in, and so you can't tell the front from the back of those sweaters. And it's fine, I think, on a kid, but I think as an adult, just because our bodies are a little, proportionally a little different, it's nice to have those short rows. Just move things up.
But let me tell you, I can Kitchener a sock and you can talk to me while I Kitchener a sock. I can watch TV. I can do whatever while I Kitchener a sock. But when I do some short rows, okay, everybody needs to be quiet. Nobody moves. And don't talk to me.
And you need blinders just for those.
Right.
That's so silly. Okay, I'm going to knit this. This is called the Glacier Yoke Pullover. It's by Jarbo Yarn. Yarbo? I don't know.
That's pretty.
It was a free pattern on Ravelry, but I love this texture. But I am like...
Really? That was a free pattern?
Yes. And they have several other ones. I think they have a pair of mittens and something else with this on there. But okay, so I sat down yesterday and I was reading through the pattern. It's calling for their yarn. It says it's a Swedish wool 4-ply. And it is 148 yards for 100 grams. So that's reading like Aran weight. But the yarn that it's calling, but not the yarn. The needles it's calling for is a US 6. Well, a 4, I guess. For the,
That's going to be very dense.
So I'm wondering if the yarn that it's knit out of is lofty,
Maybe.
you know. But so initially when I found this, I was like, I'm going to use this fingering weight. I have this fingering weight. It's that Jaeger spine, whatever. Jaeger spine, super lamb, 414. It's a fingering weight in this mallard colorway. Talk about deep stash. I bought this at least 7 or 8 years ago at a shop in Quincy, Illinois. But as I was reading it, I'm like, this is not Aran weight. It's not Aran weight. So what I think I'm going to do is hold it double.
Do you have enough for that?
I should.
Don't be shouldn't.
I know.
And then you end up with them little 3/4 length sleeves.
No. The pattern calls for 750 yards. No, 750. Ooh. Oh.
See, she talking about I should, and she gonna end up with a short sleeve sweater.
Yeah, I am.
You remember the sweater that you were knitting? You kept telling me it's gonna be okay, and I'm like, is that gonna be a belly top?
It was gonna be a crop sweater. Oh my god.
I was like, what is that? Are you sure?
Yes, that was a Turia sweater that one of my cats ruined.
Oh,
I found that yarn the other day.
Even the cat was like,
Yep. Nope, I read that wrong. This says 750 grams, not 750 yards.
Okay, let's move on to something else then, because you got some more stash. Don't act like that's the only thing you have in stash.
Oh no, I got plenty. Okay, so this yarn has to go back to be something else then. I don't know what it's going to be.
It's going to be when we do a fingering weight sweater.
Well, that's what I want to do.
Well, that sweater you showed
is not fingering weight, girl.
Right.
Why can I not?
But that would be a lovely fingering weight sweater.
This is going to have to.
Let me see this. Now this right here, you just need to go get you some good Lion brand.
I know, Fisherman's wool.
Yeah, Fisherman's wool. Yes, that's what you need to do. Mm-hmm. You need to get you, and then after you get the Lion brand's Fisherman's wool, you tell me what accent color you want, because I got several.
Same. I have plenty of worsted weight.
Right.
That I can use for that accent.
But you just go right on over there and get you some Lion brand's Fisherman's wool when they put it 30% off at Joann's or even online. And what is it usually? You're only going to need about, 3 skeins of it. And when they put it on sale.
See, I'm so glad I read this with you, because I'm like, I can make that
Isn't
work.
it funny how you read something? It's also funny how you can read a pattern and not understand it.
I read the whole thing through.
Come back and read it and be like, oh.
I'm telling you, I read the whole thing through yesterday. I'm like, oh, there's short rows. Oh, here's that texture pattern. Oh, let me cross out this because I'm not doing that. Let me circle this. And then I get...
You sure did.
I did. I read the whole thing yesterday. And then, look, I get this far.
You sure did.
Boop. And I'm like, this isn't going to work.
Yep, you did.
Oh my gosh,
Bad Tammy, but Tammy's trying to be helpful this time. But Bad Tammy sent this to the group, and I'm a crazy cat lady, right?
You knitting that?
Look at that.
I'm just gonna go back over here.
I'm like, I think I might need to knit that with the kitty cats. I'm liking that a lot.
Okay, who wrote that? What's her
Andrea
name? Andrea Rangel. That is blowing up on TikTok. People want to make that. After that halibut sweater. Everybody made the halibut sweater.
What's the halibut sweater?
It's fish.
Oh, I want to fish.
You're not making a fish.
It's
just not for me.
Should I put that on my list?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to knit that. What's the name of that? Oh, this is a buttonhole row. Okay, so I'm bummed now, but that's okay.
Oh, you do. So what you going to do for the first quarter? But this is... Husband sweater is first quarter. Hello, friend. I don't know. That might have to be first quarter too. But I'm going to put down second quarter.
And we can check in after that. Because I think it's okay that our plans change. Because I think it's silly to want to stick to something you set in January if it's not serving you in April.
Plans change. So you got to rethink your plan.
I do. Okay, well, here's the other thing. I got my Christmas gift from my brother-in-law. So we drew names this year because I don't know if this happens in your family, but like everybody just kind of spends the same amount of money on people. Like, so my husband's one of 4, and all of them are married now.
And then that really grows.
Kids. Yes, and so then it's
so it's better just to do the adults choose a name and
for the
focus
adults
on the
we
kids.
went ahead. Everybody drew a name because.
Did you keep it a secret?
No.
Oh, really?
The last couple of years, it's like everybody just ends up sending each other the same gift card. So like, essentially, you're just moving $100 around from person to person, right? And it's like, well, that just feels silly or impersonal. And then it's like you have these gift cards that you struggle to use, or.
Well, sometimes I know we did it one year where on the name, your name, you had to list 3 things that you wanted, and then we tried to keep it a secret,
surprise.
And it became the biggest game in our family
That's
of everybody trying to figure it out, right? And it would be sneaky. Yeah. Oh, what you buying?
See, I think that would be more fun because, like, not that this wasn't fun, and I asked for this specifically because I know I'm going to do my very best to knit my stash this next year and not purchase additional yarn, even though we just looked at that pattern and I want to make it and I need new yarn for it. But I'll wait for a little while. I
don't think Joanne's yarn.
I sent him a link to Pearl Soho for this.
Beautiful.
It's the Linen Quill Minis 20 color bundle in the Beach Walk palette. They have 2 different palettes, and they're each 20, or you could get the 40, all of them. But the 40 was over our price range, so, plus I don't really need 40. These are like 100 yard balls.
It's gorgeous.
100 yard balls, and there's 20 of them. Gorgeous. 25 grams. So what am I going to do with 2,000 yards of fingering weight? Well, I'm about to make me a real sweet fade sweater. Because initially I was going to do like a shawl, and I'm like, I don't...
No. You know how I feel about them swaths of fabric.
I have shawls that I wear. The ones that I like, I wear. But this I think will be a really great...
I just want you all to know that we're in the Midwest. We're in the suburbs of St. Louis, and it's 50 degrees at the end of January.
December.
At the end of December and going into January, when do you get to put on a coat and a swath of fabric? It's almost gotten to, I guess it's global warming.
Yeah, global warming. So I'll make that into, I think I'm going to make that a cardigan.
Yeah. Which one are you going to do?
It's fingering weight, and the Fade cardigan by Andrea Mowry calls for DK. And so I don't think I'll do that. I might use her fade sequence, right? Her numbers. But maybe not. I'm not sure. I need to look through my pattern stash and find a cardigan that I really like. And actually, DK might work because if you hold it double to do your fade then, DK
might work if you hold it double.
Because I think I will, like, you hold the color itself double until you want to start switching to the next color, and then you switch out one of your strands for the new one. And so then you have that real gradual fade.
What did I just... Oh, I did my hat double. I'm not a fan of holding double, but I did my hat double, and it wasn't that bad.
I don't love it for, like...
Because, see, I get all the way down, and I'm looking, I'm like, what is that loop?
Yeah, you drop one, yeah.
And then I have to go, me. And I have to drop down and fix it.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as I'm not doing tons of like texture, it should be okay. Like, I think it would be fine to read in like pretty much stockinette. And that's her fade cardigan. Is all knit in stockinette, and you show it on the wrong side. You show the reverse stockinette side, which I think would be fine. So here is the thing that I keep coming across, and I don't know if this is popular, unpopular opinion, whatever. I think what makes designers like Andrea Mowry and Petite Knit like so successful is maybe not always the pattern that they make. I think it's the aesthetic that they're putting out there, that they're creating. Because like if you look at Andrea Mowry's patterns, like she'll find a stitch pattern that she likes or a concept she likes, and she'll make everything out of it.
She gets a lot of mileage out of it.
She does.
She's the Sting of knitting, because you know Sting gets some mileage out those songs.
Yes, yes. So like
he
with
make
the
it
fade.
Pop, he make it jazz. It's like, wait a minute, it's the same
You're
song.
like, same song. I know. So, but it is like with the fade concept that she did, however many years ago that was. She did a shawl. She did a cowl. She did a pullover. Mm-hmm. She did a cardigan. She did it in all different weights. She did it in, and part of it is like the colors she chooses, and then the photography that she does. So like the way she models it.
Her husband does the photography, and it's beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and she's beautiful.
And so I think part of it is she is selling you.
And she's petite.
Her look.
And she looks good all wrapped up. Full figure me, I just look like a snowman or something all wrapped up in the swamps of fabric.
Part of it is like she is, and this is not bad, she is selling that look, that idea. And I think like as knitters, as consumers, we're caught up in, I want to look like that.
And it doesn't look like that on me.
It doesn't look like first of all, I'm not 5'2", I'm not 100 pounds. I'm not blonde. I'm not those things. And so,
but I keep thinking I will be.
If I knit that, if I knit it,
wrap it around me.
That. But that's how. So I feel like her patterns kind of sell that, like it feels very mystical and fairy and like those deep colors.
And to be fair, that's the reason why when I was thinking of something for my husband, who's 6'1", and I saw Steve, I was like, let me go look at Stephen West, because I knew Stephen West is a tall man, and he would make a sweater that would fit him, and that if he made a sweater for him, it would also fit and be good for a tall man. That a more petite man making a sweater, I'd have to make all these adjustments, you know?
Yep. But I think that's also Petite Knit's vibe. Like her pictures. Her
beige aesthetic.
Her beige, gray aesthetic. And
it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. She is selling a look and a feeling and a, like, I want to. Like, and this is the thing. It's another petite blonde woman.
And she's selling that little scarf. I don't know why everybody is making that little skeet scarf. They just look like you. I don't know what you're doing. You look like Pepe Le Pew with that little scarf.
It's very French. Very French. But
it's very French, right?
But I think it's the selling of that aesthetic again, of that desire to look.
And I think we got to catch ourselves and realize: is this really going to work for me? Is it going to be graded correctly? And am I going to look good in that? So
I was watching a gal who did her rundown, her like top 10 petite knit patterns, and it was young folk knits. And one of her gripes was that some of the earlier petite knit patterns are not graded for
a fuller figure.
Yes, and so but Petite Knit is going back and updating some of her patterns.
I appreciate that.
But all of her newer patterns are more size inclusive. And I mean, she makes enough money from her sales that I would hope that whoever she has doing her tech editing and grading is doing it in a way that it looks good on all sizes and not just like as it gets bigger it just turns into a balloon.
Right.
Or a tent. So I'm not sure. I don't have any experience knitting petite knit patterns because after I came to the realization that that's what I was buying Andrea Mowry patterns was for
the aesthetic that she creates.
My desire to look like her. And then I saw the success of petite knit, and I had to catch myself in like do I like her pattern because I want to be 100 pounds, 5'2", blonde? Or do I like her pattern because what she's doing is beautiful? I don't know. I'm at a place where I don't know. The more I see people, like, Petite Knit is very popular on TikTok with the knitters who are on there, and they are knitting some of her things. And not all of those people on TikTok are, 5'2" and blonde and 100 pounds. They are all different shapes and sizes, and the garments they are creating from her patterns do look beautiful on them. So it's making me think twice, like, ooh, do I want to knit that? Would that be something I'm interested in? But also I'm thinking about my stash. And my stash is very much not the single color beige, aesthetic that looks good on her patterns. Like, my stash is full of these random one-off.
That makes me wonder, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what's going on with me. But when I looked at some of my sweater quantities of stash, I'm kind of stuck in the neutrals.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bought a lot of neutrals. But I guess, I didn't know at the time, so that's what I bought. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be, so that's what I bought. But, and I'm fine with that. But, even beyond yarn stash, and we talked about it, I have pattern stash out the wazoo.
Yes.
And we were saying that we're going to go through. We're going to get together on Friday night finishing, and we're going to get all our patterns out and get them organized into the binders, because I think I have 2 or 3 petite knit patterns that I just never knit. I bought them, but I didn't knit them.
The anchor tee. You did knit
that.
Okay. You knit the anchor tee, and like, she also is one who gets a lot of mileage out of one concept. Like, she's got an anchor cardigan, she's got an anchor tee, she's got an anchor sweater, she's got an anchor for kids, anchor for men, like, and that's great. I love that you're getting all that mileage. I like the way that sweater looks, but also, like, I don't know, is that sweater going to look good on someone my size and, like, with my bust, as opposed to somebody who's smaller. And I don't know.
So we're going to do that. We're going to get our pattern. We're going to, when we say we're deep stash knitting, we're going to deep stash on the patterns too.
Included. And we'll keep you up to date. Okay, so that brings us to the giveaway. Here it is. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
We need help.
You can leave a comment and let us know what your Q1, quarter 1 sweater is going to be. And then we can cast on in the new year. Together.
Yes, tell us what your Q1 sweater is going to be.
Yes.
I want to see, so I can look it up and see if possibly that's something that I may want to knit in the year of the sweater.
Yes.
So let us know what your Q1 sweater is going to be.
Yes. And then we will, next episode, we will, on air, go back, look through our comments, pull a name, and then
buy you a pattern.
Yep. We'll send you an email and find out what pattern you'd like.
Please make it a Ravelry pattern,
a
so
Ravelry
it's easy,
pattern.
So we can gift it.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Or I guess we could do one, like, if you wanted to buy it off their website or
their
Etsy.
Ravelry's nice to gift a pattern.
It is. It makes it easy. Okay.
Yeah.
So leave us a comment. Let us know
what
pattern you would
subscribe,
knit.
And leave us a comment.
Mm-hmm. Or
I'm
crochet.
excited about
if it's
that.
a crochet sweater pattern, that's fine. We can
that.
do that.
Yes, I forgot my crochet. Yes, I need to do my sister. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so then I need to do my Jenna sweater that I had. I have the yarn for it too.
Yeah, that's how I got my name. So she has a sister named Jenna, and my name is Jenna. But Korey, anytime she would talk about one of us, especially to her husband, he'd be like, Jenna, like, why are you?
It was like, when she started knitting.
Yeah, and then she'd have to say KnittinJenna.
KnittinJenna. And he's like, you need to say either Sister Jenna or KnittinJenna before you start talking about the Jennas.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I have my sister's, my Jenna sweater. I have the yarn for that already in the pattern.
Oh, good.
Okay. So See, once again, I'm sticking the stash. I'm so proud of myself.
Yes. So this glacier pullover, I'll look through my stash, see if I have something that it can be, or I'll wait till I can catch a sale on some woolly yarn to knit that. But.
And then my 3 mignons might just be fourth quarter.
Yeah. I do want to knit a mignon.
It knits so quickly. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It is a fun pattern.
That's what I should have done instead of this one. But
and you can cart it around with you. It's on one page.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice one-page pattern.
I like that. All right, friends. Happy knitting. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you
for
coming.
with us. Yeah.
Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for getting the word out because we keep getting new subscribers. And thank you to our tried and true friends that keep popping in to check in with us.
Yes.
We appreciate it. You just have absolutely no idea. Hey, if anybody is thinking about starting a podcast or something in the new year, do it.
Do it.
You know, like the fanciful flamingo in cross stitch says, there is room at the table for everybody. Come on, we'll scooch over and get a chair. There's room at the table for everybody. It is so much fun. I look forward. When people say it's fun, I'm like, that's so fun. But it is. I look forward to doing this and showing you guys what I'm doing. And it's holding me accountable.
The accountability and it helps me to put my phone down from scrolling or from doing something that I can't do and knit. It helps me to pick up my knitting more often.
Mm-hmm. And I can't wait. And I say things like, oh, I can't wait to show the people what I knit.
Yep.
So it is fun. It's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for being our knit friends that tune in and listen to us waffle on about knitting.
All right. Think I can reach the button?
You think you can reach the button? You're going to have to go around. Coming in.